Alright, Robert, I saw your post here, so I thought I'll jump on and shoot a quick video. So I'm reading your post here, and that says that you had your first batch of Onyx Tough because the patient is fracturing everything else. I would agree with you there. Onyx Tough, in my experience, is the strongest material on the market now. But moving along, I see you're very frustrated because the PMA prosthetic from the lab fits. And that is frustrating because sometimes there are some troubleshooting things that we have to do with 3D printing, but once we get them down, it's pretty straightforward if we know the settings. And the settings, and I say if because the settings can be quite daunting. So what I'm seeing here is that the channels are very tight and you be using a scaler. First, I recommend that all of our labs these days have compressed air in our laboratory. And so we can spray air into the screw channel access holes and it can get all of the excess resin, because even if you have a little drop of resin in there, it can change the fit and the geometry of the screw channel of that chimney access. And so you'll get prosthetics that don't fit. So that's number one. And number two, if you're using regular Onyx that you're not putting it through a wash station, for sure recommend getting some little brushes that can go into those holes, and I'll try to give a link of the ones that we use. Okay. So, but by your thing, you're saying that it's tight and doesn't fit, but I'm seeing that you're going through 100 microns here, and this is the offset that you were talking about. So as we can see here, if we go to negative 250 microns, it gets looser. So then if you had a problem, I would go to the left side. So let's go ahead and load up a prosthetic here and go through the whole process. So if anybody hasn't used Rayware Cloud or they had some problems, hopefully this can help somebody too. So print job name, Robert Test, Robert J, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go to prosthetics, click that. I'm gonna go to hybrid, Pro 55S, SprintRay's Onyx Tough, and 100 microns. This is what I'm looking at though. On your photo that you shared, you're at normal. So if it's tight, you're really gonna go to the looser level. So Onyx Tough is a little bit thicker, so they've defaulted here to 100 minus 100 microns. I'm gonna go ahead and drag in a file here. Oh, next, upload files. So it's already uploading that, even though I dragged it in a little bit early. So it's uploading the files. Had a communication issue. You get this sometimes. This is unedited, so I'm going to leave that. Let's see what happens. Syncing changes. And I'm on gigabit internet here, so model list. So I have to do the print setup again. So these are one of the problems with the Rayware Cloud. Sometimes you can get these issues. And I'm on gigabit internet here, so Pro 55S, 100 microns, it's back to 100, upload the files. I'm gonna drag it over again, just got a different folder, dragging these files. Now it's loading everything. So it takes about 15 to 30 seconds, depends on your internet quality. But if you're doing same day, for me, sometimes the 30 seconds seems like eternity, but when you step back, it's really quite efficient, especially if you're trying to streamline this process to your assistants. So here we go, syncing changes. And this is a 3-unit bridge I have. So if you have a 6-unit bridge, you're going to extrapolate that out. Okay, so this is a good learning lesson right here. So the Rayware Cloud automatically nested this. That's the beauty of it, right? One of the best things is it doesn't put the supports where the holes are. If I can see, that's pan around, it doesn't put it where the holes are. So I don't have to worry about the holes in the past, because if you have the support in the holes, it would go down through the whole screw access. I accidentally touched that, but the big lesson here is you can see that the chimneys are at a 30 degrees. So in my experience, it's better if you get the screw access perpendicular to the build plate. There's another way of doing this by choosing select the base, but when the occlusal surface isn't even, selecting the base is going to give you non-consistent results. And what I mean by that is I could have selected the base and clicked the occlusal surface, but I'm going to confirm these changes. And then automatically the Rayware Cloud is going to use its artificial intelligence and give me a better support. So right away I've got better supports here. I would want this incisal edge supported, this occlusal supported. I like the supports on the molar. I would add one here too. So you can't always support believe the supports. So let's go ahead and add supports. Add, remove individual supports. Surface that requires supports is right here. I'm going to add one there. and right there. Confirm changes. If I didn't add supports there, it would be unsupported, and instead of mimicking exactly how that anatomy is, it's going to kind of droop down. You see that a lot, and you actually see that a lot of posters posting their prints. The prints doesn't match their wax up designs. Okay, so now I'm going to send the job to printer, but the problem is we have fit issues. So let's go back to, so the confusing thing is, let me back up. There's print setup, and at the bottom of print setup, you have your offsets here. So your photo was on 100. I would try it here, and if it was too tight still, I would go up to -150. That would be the maximum that I would want to go, but really cleaning it should be the first thing that we should have, and especially compressed air. I didn't see that you mentioned that. Second thing is that we have to use this sometimes with the ceramic crown. If it's too tight, we would go up to 101, and then you can go from there. So you have two things. You can resize the prosthetic, and you can also use the offsets. The offsets would be the first line of defense for yours. So we'll confirm changes, and we'll apply those changes. Hope that helps.